Can someone send me the demo instance details? The latest demo instance details in the chat. Anyone is sending?
Sir, both of them are not working, sir, today.
Yeah,
What is-
Dev 6.
What is the demo instance, madam?
Dev 6, sir.
Dev 6 is not working. You mean slow or?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Authentication is failing.
Okay. Okay. 6 authentication for Linda. What's the username and password? Okay, received. I received from Sai. That user and password is not working. Let me check.
It's working now, sir. I just logged in.
Okay. Okay, I'm able to get inside to this demo instance. In the SSP, we are left with which topic? Punchout catalog.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That punchout catalog setup I will show you from the demo instance. Basically, to create punchout catalog, we need punchout URL. That punchout URL is provided by the supplier. And after the punchout URL, we call it as a passcode. That passcode also need to be provided by the supplier, and supplier knows actually. Okay. In the project, if you just email the supplier saying that, hey, can you please send me the punchout details, then supplier will send you the required details to you. And once you have the punchout URL and then username and passcode, then you can configure that punchout catalog setup. AC Brown, and I have reset to Oracle 123 O capital letter. You know, right? By default, I always reset to Oracle 123 O capital letter. Okay, so from the procurement, I will navigate to the catalog. And currently in the demo application, I think 2 or 3 punchout catalogs are available in the demo application. One is Amazon and another one is CDW. So here If I go to purchase requisition screen, from the task list, main is catalogs. Three types of catalogs are there. One is local catalog. Yesterday, you have seen how to create a local catalog, and informational catalog also we have seen. Now we are going to see the punch-out catalog. Okay. Now I'm searching with the punch-out catalog that's already created in the application. I'm selecting the catalog type as punch-out, and if I click on the search button, and as I mentioned, three punch-out catalogs is created in the application by Oracle in the demo instance. Okay, suppose we have seen Amazon. We have seen earlier, we have seen Amazon. If I click on the Amazon punch-out catalog, you can see here to set up this catalog, what details are required from the supplier. So you need anyway the supplier and supplier side you create in the application, the supplier and supplier side. And as I mentioned, this punch-out URL. This punch-out URL should be provided by the supplier. And then passcode. This is nothing but passcode. This passcode also, these two details you have to receive from the supplier. And also identity, nothing but how we identify the supplier domain, the supplier domain identity. Okay, so you see here, this is supplier ID. This is supplier ID, and this is our ID, our identity. Okay, so this identity will be provided by our client, and this ID will be provided by the supplier. Okay, and once you have these details, you can configure. Okay, so simple. So just enter the name, description, and the URL. You see here image URL. This URL you have to put the image in somewhere, and then put that URL here. And this image will be displayed as a preview. Let me show you. So on the requisition screen, see here. Currently, we are unable to see the punch-out catalog in the category screen. That could be because of the featured category issue. Let me enable Amazon as a featured category. I'm navigating to the category hierarchy. Somebody disabled Amazon as a, see here. Somebody disabled Amazon from the featured categories list. I'm enabling it. So I enable just now. So my expectation is that that will be displayed over here. Let me reopen the screen. Procurement, purchase requisitions. And if I scroll down, see here, the Amazon image is displaying. This image is displayed from which configuration? Image.
Item profile options.
No, sir, that is catalog image, sir. That's not item image. I'm talking about this is a catalog image. That catalog image we provide in the punch-out catalog only. Okay. Here itself. Now coming to the source, there are three options are there. Okay, so you can select the first option itself. So basically the third option is nothing but hope you remember, in case of supplier communication, how we can communicate our PO to the supplier. What are the different ways to communicate our PO to the supplier? One is you can email, right? And another one is you can fax the document to the supplier. And the third option is electronic communication. To perform the electronic communication, hope you remember, I talked about a common platform called Oracle Business Network. There is a common platform called Oracle Business Network. Under this common platform, every company should be available. Nothing but you should be available, your supplier should be available. Okay, so there we can establish the connections between the company and supplier. Okay, so how you want to communicate this punch-out requisition? You want to communicate punch-out requisition through electronic communication through Oracle Business Network. In that case, you have to select this option. Okay, but by default, keep it to this option, direct CXML punch out. And if you come to the bottom on the left hand side, the supplier that we have created, the supplier side and supplier name, the supplier ID should be provided by the supplier, and the category, the default category. Okay, if you don't enter this also, that's fine, because from the supplier, what is the default category of items that we are buying? If you don't enter this also, it's fine. And it's a optional field. Punch out URL and password. Passcode you should enter. And this is our company details, our domain name, our identity. Okay, so this mapping set is nothing but mapping our unit of measures with the supplier unit of measures, and mapping our categories with the supplier categories, the mapping. So mapping in the sense, we can, in our system, we configured unit of measure each like this, but in the supplier system, they configured like this. Okay. So in our system, this is each. In the supplier system, this is each. This is how they configured. Okay. So here we configured liter like this, but in the supplier system, they configured like this. Both are same, but how the system is going to recognize these two are different. Correct? So that's why we need to map. So similarly, categories also. Similarly, suppose let's take example of miscellaneous. So we define a complete name of the category called miscellaneous. Complete name we created, but the supplier has created a miscellaneous category like this, just MIC. Okay, so this mapping has to be done through the mapping set. So this mapping set we define from the screen called supplier content mapping sets here. The last option, supplier content map sets. So here for Amazon, you see here already it's been created. So you need ADFDI basically. Okay, let me open the one which we have created. What you mapped, category or UIM. Okay, what do you want to see? Okay, I would like to see UIM. Let me open the UIM. Click on the edit button and open that file. I clicked on many times and it opened multiple times the file. So what are the configurations required for the punch out catalog? First, you have to create the mapping set. After that, you have to create a punch out catalog. think issue I had with this Chrome browser, Chrome or Firefox, I don't remember. ADFDI is having issue with that browser. I'll try from some other browser. So totally 3 setups are required for the punchout. One is this mapping set, and another one is the browsing catalog setup, and third one is punchout catalog setup. Totally 3 setups are required. Please note it down. Procurement purchase requisitions. Would like to open the catalog setup, right? Scroll down, then click on catalogs. Supplier content map set. Amazon. I want to see the UOM. Open the file. Enable editing. Okay, it's a browser problem, right? Chrome browser problem. It's working in Edge. For some reason in my system. Okay, so see here, internal UOM is nothing but this is our internal UOM and external UOM. So all are equivalent to this. Understood, team?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me show you this setup also. What is done in the browsing catalog also. Yesterday we created a local browsing catalog, right? Similarly, for Amazon, under Amazon, nothing is added under Amazon. Okay, just a name created. No category is added under the Amazon. Yesterday we created we added some item categories. That means that that catalog is going to display only that particular item categories, but here it's not restricted. So just is the name only. So here added Amazon. Okay, but I believe it's going to display the all miscellaneous categories, I think. Select an item category to be used on requisition lines when a category returned from the supplier site cannot be mapped to an internal category. Okay. So this is nothing but suppose you mapped your categories with the supplier categories, but if anything is not mapped, then that requisition goes to miscellaneous category. When you are creating a requisition, you see the category also, right? This is nothing but, let me show you. No confusion, right? So far, good.
Yes, sir.
So in the requisition, you'll see the category. In the requisition, when you're creating a requisition, you see the category. Okay. Suppose in the category mapping set, your categories and supplier categories are mapped, then system is gonna pick up the supplier category here. Suppose if it is not mapped, then as per this configuration, it will always take the miscellaneous. Now you read this sentence. Please read the sentence now. Okay. If the supplier category is not mapped with our internal category, then take this category as a default category. That's a sentence. So 3 setups. One is browsing catalog, and then mapping set, and then punch out catalog. 3 setups are required. Okay. Good. Any questions and doubts? So with this, we are done with the SSP and purchasing module team. Any questions in these 2 modules? Please go ahead. Okay. So if no questions, I'll start with a new module, supplier portal. It's a small module only. It will not take more than 2 hours. It's a small module only, supplier portal. Okay, we'll talk about this module. So we can provide our application access to our suppliers, and our suppliers has to accept and acknowledge our purchase orders in our portal. And they can also create invoice in our portal itself. And they can also send a ASIN from our portal itself. Okay, we'll see all of them. First of all, we need to create a login for the supplier, right? We need to create a user account for our supplier. So let's create that. Okay, I'm back to our test instance.
Sir, one doubt. Hello.
Sorry, Kiran.
Sir, in punchout catalog, we mentioned some external unit of measures, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, client will provide, or who will provide?
Supplier. External UM is nothing but supplier's UM. You can check with the supplier, okay? So how they, suppose your application, in your application, what are the UMs? You have to ask the client, sorry, supplier. Okay, so each day like this, as I mentioned, later like this. Okay. Ask the supplier to provide all the unit of measures, and accordingly you can map with your unit of measures.
Okay.
I'm opening the suppliers. On many suppliers. And ticket site is supplier I'm opening. I would like to create a login for this supplier, nothing but user account, to access our application. And so far we explored the first 3 tabs. You know, how to create a supplier address, how to create a supplier site. We explored these 3 tabs. Now let's talk about the contacts tab. And I'm trying to create a contact for this for this supplier, nothing but a user account for this supplier. And email ID, phone number, they're optional. And address also optional. So this person address also optional. And do you want to create a login account for this supplier? Yes. Okay. When you enable this checkbox, what is the message that we receive? Email ID is required. Enter the email ID to create a user account. Email ID. So email ID you should enter. Okay. Email ID that is free. I used all the email IDs actually. This application. Now we need a unique email ID to create a, because username should be unique, right? Should not be duplicated. So this is not a real email ID, but that's okay. That is fine. Okay. And when I enable this checkbox, automatically some roles got defaulted. So these roles are defaulted from another setup. I'll show you that setup. So all these role significance is nothing but, suppose if you are having this role, you are able to update the supplier profile details. Okay. And if you are having this role, if you're having this role, supplier bidder role, you are able to provide the quotations. See here, you are able to provide the quote. Okay. And if you're having account receivables specialist role, you're able to create invoices. Where is that role? So each role is having certain significance. Where is that role? Supplier receivable. Yeah, you see this role. You're able to create invoices and you're able to track the payments if you're having receivables, accounts receivable specialist. But by default, all these roles got added. It's because of a setup. It's because of a setup. Okay, let me show you that setup. Only I forgot to say Happy Independence Day, all of you.
Happy Independence Day, sir.
Happy Independence Day, sir.
Happy Independence Day.
The task name is manage supplier user roles. This is the task name. Manage supplier user roles. And here you see all those roles. Supplier bidder. Okay. And supplier clerk role is also there. Clerk role is nothing but you're able to manage the supplier profile information. And account receivable specialist, that means you're able to create invoices. So all these roles are enabled, right? All of them are enabled. That's why by default, all those roles got added to the user. Okay. Suppose if you disable a particular role, that role will not be added automatically to that user account. Good. Coming to the data access, this supplier is able to, this person, the Sai Kiran is able to manage all the supplier sites or only particular supplier site. He's only responsible or he's a point of contact only to a particular supplier site. You can add here if you want. Now he's able to manage all the supplier sites. Okay. Providing full data access to all the sites. Okay. And the moment I click on save and close, automatically user account will be created for this supplier contact automatically. Okay, that we will see from the security console. In the security console, so far we have seen two different types of users. One is implementation user and the other one is business user. Two different types of users we have seen in the security console. I think you know the clear difference between implementation user and business user, right? So in case of business user, okay. In case of business user, you see the job and then yeah, you see business unit, yeah, associated worker information. Okay. In case of implementation user, you will not see these details, correct?
Yes.
So these two different types of users we have seen currently. Now we'll see third type of user, that is supplier user. That is supplier user. Okay. Click on okay. Now after some time, this user account is going to display in the green color tick mark. Let me click on the submit also. I clicked on the submit button and I'm reopening the supplier. I'm reopening the supplier. And if I go to contacts, you see here, user account is created for this supplier contact. Actually, application will automatically send an email also, welcome email to this email address. But we entered a dummy email address. That's why we are not able to see that email. Okay. And now we are able to see a login account. See here. So how we can differentiate? So if you see the party uses a supplier contact, this is supplier login. Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you want to add some roles or you want to remove some roles, you can do it. Removing the roles. Adding the roles. Okay. You can do it from here also. When you're creating the user account, some roles got defaulted automatically, right? And if you don't want any one or two roles, you can remove from here. And we don't know the password. Okay, I'll reset the password to Oracle 123. Now let's log into the application as a supplier. Okay. So, using a Tor browser. As a supplier, I'm trying to enter into the application. Go to the home screen. And click on the supplier portal and click on again the supplier portal. Okay. So the supplier can acknowledge our orders here. The supplier can acknowledge our orders here, and supplier can create invoices from here. Supplier can track the payment status also, and supplier can update their profile information from here. Do you remember external profile change approvals? In case of supplier approvals, we have different types of approvals, right? Internal profile change approvals and external profile change approvals. External
Yes,
profile
sir.
change approvals works accordingly based on this. If the supplier is updating the information here, that need to be approved by us. So that conditions you can create under which approval type? External supplier profile change approvals. Okay. Now we'll play between the buyer and supplier. I'm creating a purchase order as a buyer, and I'm expecting an acknowledgement from the supplier. Okay, let's see how to do that. I think I can duplicate and create a PO to save the time. So here at the time of PO creation, if you scroll down, require acknowledgement or expecting an acknowledgement from the supplier, yes. Of course, I'm expecting an acknowledgement. Okay, you're expecting acknowledgement for the entire document. For the entire document, yes. Within how many days you are expecting the acknowledgement? I'm expecting in 2 days. Okay, clear? Okay. And I think this is a supplier, right? Okay, and you can see the supplier contact also. It's not displaying. Actually, it will display the supplier contact automatically. Since we have duplicated the PO, maybe it does. Because of that, the supplier contact that we created is not defaulted here. Since we duplicated. Okay, let's submit this PO for the approval, and after internal approvals, it's gonna wait for the supplier acknowledgement. As expected, somebody seems to be modified the settings of the approvals. Let's set it to auto approvals. I think we have auto approvals created under first responder means. I will enable that stage. I only enabled the auto approval rule and only that particular stage. When you're practicing for the first time, you set it to auto approval and complete your practice. After that, you have to separately concentrate on approvals by you creating and trying with different conditions. Similarly with the TAD also. TAD also for the first time, you try with the basic setup. Next time onwards, you have to try different conditions and then see how the accounts are generated into your PO. Okay, that you need to try. PO21. Okay, so first it is waiting for the internal approval. After the internal approval, our supplier should acknowledge the PO. Okay, see the status change it to pending supplier acknowledgement. Now our supplier is going to receive a notification, but it's going to take little time. Let me see. No, yeah, it will take little time for that notification to receive by the supplier. Supplier portal, and after logging and logout also I didn't receive the notification, but in this circle you can see there is one order that may require an acknowledgement, the blue color. Click on that. And the supplier can verify the details by clicking on the view PDF in the PDF format. Okay, or else the supplier can directly visit all the details here itself. And if he is okay, then he can acknowledge the PO. Click on acknowledge. So what supplier basically is going to verify? He's going to verify the quantity that is ordered and price, and most importantly, the delivery date. And another most important item is the payment term. How early we make the payment to the supplier. So these are the important details he is verified. And then delivery location also, the ship to location. Okay, so I'm clicking on the accept button. That's it. Any questions? PO number 21. Status I'm expecting it should change to open. Still showing pending supplier acknowledgement. You counted it with the acknowledgement available. Okay. Status change it to open. So under the supplier portal, we are done with the first topic, that is creating the login for the supplier, a user account. And then we discussed about the supplier roles. And after that, how the purchase order is acknowledged by the supplier. Similarly, you can also create a purchase agreement. That purchase agreement also has to be acknowledged in the similar fashion by the supplier. Okay. Now, the next is, let's talk about this one. Suppose the supplier is not okay and he would like to update the PO. He would like to update the requested delivery date. Okay, or he would like to update the price. He's not okay with the price, or he's not okay with the delivery dates. You want to update the PO. Okay, so how to do that? So let's take the same PO itself. Now I'm editing the same PO. Now who is initiating the change order now? Buyer. Buyer is initiating the change order. This is buyer initiated change order. What I'm doing, I'm updating the quantity from 3 to 4. And also, so this is having an agreement. That's why I'm not able to edit the price because the price is defaulted from the agreement. Let's do one thing. Let's remove the agreement because price is defaulting from the agreement, right? I'm not able to remove the agreement also. It's because it's already created PO. So, okay, we'll go with the same price only, but I overrided the quantity, nothing but I updated quantity from 3 to 4. And I wanted to update the what is this? Delivery date is also not updatable. Go to schedules. Delivery date, it should be updatable. Let me see, it has 3 schedules. Yeah, schedule level will update. Okay, it has the option to update the delivery date here. I'm selecting August 30th. And here also I'm selecting August 30th. I'm updating the delivery date as well. Quantity and delivery date. Now I wanted to update the delivery date for the third line, right? Third schedule. Okay, one of the implementation, I went to the client location. The business user asked me this question. I updated the date here and I want to update the date in the bottom. In the bottom here, but cursor is taking me to this left hand side. Why it is going to the left hand side? It should stay there only, right? See, I'm updating here. It should be here only. Why it is going to the left hand side? She created a top priority issue on it. Do we need to scroll down every time like this to the right hand side, to the middle? I don't have that much time. I have to go to my home very quickly. You want me to do like that every time? No, I won't do. What we can do is a design, right? It's a product design. It's a product design, and she is working in that company from last 19 years. And nobody is going to support you from the client side because the client side, all the business users are working from many years. And if they leave the company, again, new replacement is a challenge for the client. That's why client side managers or IT directors, they won't support you. You have to convince that business user somehow. And submit. This is buyer initiated change order. It's not equal.
Quantity is
Yeah, it's 3.
four
Schedule. Yeah,
Four-
okay,
Four
okay.
point.
Harish, what you are doing, Harish? You are using pencil. Harish, are you there? Okay, so first internal approvals. Suppose if you configure approvals for the change order, first internal approvals should be completed. After that, it goes to the supplier acknowledgement. I forgot to update one thing. Here in the supplier acknowledgement, the buyer is able to edit only in okay, let this change order approval, then I'll explain. Yeah, here let me edit this again. So in the acknowledgement, you have to select document and schedule. When you select document and schedule, then only the supplier is able to edit the document. So select document and schedule, acknowledgement looking in 2 days. I'm trying to explain how the supplier can edit our PO. The supplier is able to edit our PO in case of document and schedule only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The change should be approved internally. After that, you see the status again, change it to supplier acknowledgement. The change order 2 is still not approved. The change order 2. Okay, yeah, you see for the change order 2, pending supplier acknowledgement. Okay, now from the supplier portal,
Sir, but the second change order is initiated by the supplier only, right?
buyer, sir, buyer.
Change order 2, sir.
Yes, sir. Change order 1 and change order 2 both.
Okay, okay.
Because why I created change order 2? Because I would like to select document and schedule. Require acknowledgement. If it is document, supplier is not able to modify the PO. If it is document and schedule, then only supplier is able to modify the PO. Okay, I change it to document and schedule in case of change order 2. Okay,
Okay.
now I'm opening that PO from the supplier. I'm in the supplier portal now. The supplier actually can track. Supplier can track what is being updated. It will display the change order number 2. Change order number 2. You see here the blue color, what is being updated, what is being changed. The supplier can track easily by looking at this blue color. Okay. Now, if I go to actions and edit, supplier is not okay with this PO, nothing but with some of the details in this PO. The supplier would like to edit the PO. So supplier is not okay with 4 quantity. He's able to deliver only 3 quantity. Okay. He's able to deliver only 3 quantity. Or if I go to schedules, he's not able to deliver by 30th of August. He's able to deliver by September 5th. Okay. Clear, team? This is who initiated change order? Supplier initiated change order. The supplier initiated change order should be approved by whom? Buyer. So when you are creating the approval conditions, you have to create a condition like supplier initiated change order should be approved by the buyer. You have to create that condition. Right now we have enabled auto approval, right? We enabled auto approval. So by this change is auto approved. But in real time, this changes should not be auto approved. So you have to use a condition. That condition I covered during the explanation. Again, I'm repeating that condition. I'm repeating that condition again here. Okay, change or initiate party is equal to supplier. Then who should approve that change? Buyer. Understood? Understood, team? This is how you have to configure. But right now, it's going to be approved automatically. So that is how the supplier can update the purchase order that is created by us. Next topic is ASN, and ASBN is also there. ASN is nothing but advanced shipment notice. Advanced shipment notice is nothing but if you take e-commerce sites, before actual shipment is sent by that company, they will send you an SMS alert and email alert. Hey, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you will receive tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you will receive so and so product by so and so courier company. Okay.
Hello.
So that is called ASN, advanced shipment notice. If you receive ASN, you can do your arrangements. Nothing but you can make sure you are available in the home, and you are make sure that some labor is available to take care of the product, or to your quality team is available to inspect the product. So you can do your arrangements. Okay. So how ASN can be created? ASN can be created from the supplier portal by the supplier. Click on create ASN. And ASN, to create for PO number 21. And for which schedule you are creating the ASN, because this PO is containing 3 schedules, right? I'm creating for the first schedule. I'm in the supplier portal. The supplier is creating the ASN. Click on create ASN. And ASN number, enter any number, it's okay. Enter some number here. And I'm shipping today, and you'll receive the product by tomorrow. You'll receive the product by tomorrow. And this is the pack slip number. This is the bill of lading number. This is the way bill number. And I'm sending you one quantity. I'm sending you one quantity. And hit the submit button. So ship date is today and expected receipt date is tomorrow. Who sent this ASN? It is sent by the supplier. So buyer can receive a notification about this ASN, buyer. I'm navigating to the buyer. So here, after a few seconds, the buyer will receive a notification about the ASN. So far good. Any questions? It will take more time. The buyer will receive a notification here about that ASN. And receiving can be performed using the ASN number also. Receiving can be performed using the PO number or ASN number. Supply chain execution, inventory management, task list, receipts, receive expected shipments. So PO number, you can perform the receiving through the PO number or ASN number also. What is the ASN number? 395. Okay, see, I'm able to perform receiving using the ASN number also. Clear?
Yes, sir.
What is ASBN? There is something called ASBN, right? This ASBN is nothing but along with the quantity that you are sending, you will also intimate the supplier about the billing, nothing but approximate amount also. I'm on ASBN. The process is same. I'm creating a ASBN for the second schedule. Okay, so process is same. But here, along with the quantity, you'll also enter the amount also, invoice amount also. What is the approximate invoice amount? Invoice number. What is the tax amount? Okay. Understood? This is extra. The billing information is extra. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
today we finished till here on the supplier portal. So remaining topics I will explain you along with the sourcing module. Along with the sourcing module, because how the supplier can respond to the quotations. How can the supplier submit the proposal for our RFQs. So remaining topics we'll discuss along with the sourcing module. Tomorrow I'm starting the sourcing module. Sourcing module, it will take 4 hours. It will take 4 hours, sourcing module, and procurement contracts 1 hour. So in next 5 to 6 classes, we can complete the procurement. Next 5 to 6 classes, we can complete the procurement. Any questions, team? I think I should have stopped the 5 minutes before itself. It's already 8:15. Any questions, team?
Sir, local catalog yesterday when we were creating in the browsing type, we were able to see only one item, right? So when I tried doing it also, I could see only one item, though my category had 3 items. So is it a browser issue or something?
Okay, what you're saying is the 3 items are added to the same category, but you're able to see only one item.
Yes, sir. On the requisition page.
Yeah. And those 3 categories that is assigned to the item or purchasing categories only.
No, sir. I have added only one category for which
Okay,
I had 3 items.
I got your question, madam.
Yeah.
The category is a purchasing category only, right? It's not inventory
Yes.
category, or it's not.
No, sir. I was able to see one of those items. Of the 3, one I could see.
Okay.
The other 2, yeah.
The other 2 added in the agreement also.
No, sir.
It has the list price at least.
No, sir.
Check it has the list price or not. Okay. So it should display the price, right? The price, it will come from the agreement or it will come from the list price. So perform either one of those and then try.
Okay. Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.